There's some significant event last week that bring about the strength to the US dollar, which comes from we have the manufacturing PMI from the USD, and then we have the unemployment change, that is the number of people filing for the unemployment benefit, which reduced drastically. And then we saw the strength in the US dollar last week from Monday to probably Thursday, but on Friday we actually saw the decline in the US dollar from this top back to 104.645. So what is the next thing we are looking at on the DSY? And don't forget that on the other pairs we have a significant event last week. That is from the euro we have the PMI, and from the SND they dropped their interest rate report last week, which support the NZD, and then we saw the strength in that particular currency. And this week, what are we looking at on the DSY? Because we use the DSY to gauge the strength or weakness of almost 70% of the currencies. So possibly here at this range, because after price did break out of this level, this significant level, we can actually say it's an obvious breakout. But if we use this one, you can say this is a fake breakout. And then coming back to this low, we can see that there is an obvious rejection at 104.965. that is on the DSY. So the next level we are looking at is for DSY to come back to 104.034. that is the US dollar weakness coming into the next week. So that's what is still playing out on this radar. And the another thing is that we can see a breakout of this level back above this high. So for me next week, this level from 104 to 965 and then 104 to 034, that is the range of almost like 90 pips, is a no trade zone for me, no decision zone for me. So it means that I will just follow the price action I see on the US dollar pairs and the other pairs, which means I might not really use DSY to gauge the strength and weakness next week, because we have a significant level here which needs to break out before we see a clear direction of the trend. That is 104.965 and then 104.034. And then next week I'm anticipating, if this level break, then we'll see a bullish move from the DSY back to this particular high right here at 105.700 and then 106.516. Then if we now see the break of that level, then we are going to 107.253. And on the contrary, on the other side, if we see the DSY coming out to this particular area and then we have a significant breakout to the downside that close below 104.341, then we should wait for a rejection and then a retest, and then after this retest we should wait for a rejection coming back to 102.500, and then if that level break, we should see the DSY coming back to 100 or 101. So that's what I'm actually looking at. But for me here, it's a no indecisive zone for me. I will just look at how price reacts to this area, then I will trade the price action I say on the US dollar pair and the other pairs. But this one won't be used for any decision based on the market for me next week, because we are in an indecisive zone at this particular area, as market is still ranging between 104.95, though we've seen a significant breakout that still come back to that particular area. But right now price still come back to that area, so just need to wait to see how price react to that particular level. So guys, this is the weekly forex forecast and I'm Ambafx. This is where I bring you the latest insight in the world of forex market, the technical analysis, the fundamental analysis. So do well to subscribe, like, and share this video so that you can and don't forget to turn on the notification so that you can be notified if I drop a new video. So before we continue with the individual currency, let's check the economic activities of next week. So next week there is not much in the Forex environment in terms of the economic activities, but on Monday pay a close attention to Bank of Japan government, because if you look at the way the DSY is weak, you obviously know that they really need a very solid intervention that will last longer this time around. So you don't want to joke around with the Bank of Japan governor speech on Monday. That is in Nigerian time, that is in the midnight, 1:05 a.m. So probably before you wake up, you might have seen like 300 pips to 200 pips JPY movement because of this powerful speech that is going to drop by Bank of Japan governor. So please pay close attention to that. And then on Monday there's no much. We just have Germany for business climate, which is not a high impact news, it's just a medium impact news, but let's see how price reacts to that one. On Tuesday we have the retail sales from the Australian dollar, and then we have the Swiss franc, that is Bank of Switzerland chairman speech on Tuesday. And Tuesday too we have the consumer confidence from the US dollar. This one is a high impact news, so you need to focus on it and then see what is going to be dropped on it. And one of the usefulness of this consumer confidence is for inflation measurement. So this is an inflation report news, so pay close attention to it, because the Fed, what Fed want to see now is for inflation to drop to 2% target, and then all their focus now is on the inflation target. So bear it in mind that the consumer confidence will be a very important news for them. And then on Wednesday we have the AUD CPI, that is the core CPI, that is producer consumer price index, that is CPI, consumer price index year over year. So the market forecast 3.4 and then the previous is 3.5, so they anticipate a lower CPI this year. So let's see. All day they have German prelim CPI on Wednesday, and then Wednesday too there's Richmond manufacturing index. As you can see that we don't really have much on this reader next week. But on Thursday pay close attention to GDP report, that is prelim GDP report quarter on the DSY, and then that is at 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time. And then we have prelim GDP price index and the pending home sale from the US dollar. So on Thursday I think we'll see a volatility in the US dollar. On Friday too, pay close attention to the US GDP month over month and core PCE price index. On Tuesday they want to drop the consumer confidence, on Friday they want to drop the PCE price index. So I think next week should be an inflation focused week, because the week after you'll see something like the US non-farm employment change and the unemployment rate. So on Friday next week that's on Friday, a week after the next week is the NFP news. So you need to focus on this recent news and then see how it will impact the market. So that's it. One recommended pair or two recommended pairs I want to recommend for you to trade next week to be able to see volatility is AUD US dollar, and then probably let's say US dollar JPY. And for me, my strong conviction on US dollar JPY is to the downside because of the BOJ governor speech on Monday. I think that speech will be a very powerful speech because they need to come with an emergency intervention to really came through with their currency, because after breaking the 155 level, I think it's going to 177 where the high is, that is at the all-time high. So probably before the price hits it against the United dollar, that is JPY hits 155 against the United dollar, they need to come with an intervention. So probably I've said AUD USD, US dollar JPY. I think that is the two. Probably you can just add euro US dollar. So that 3 pair should be expecting a high volatility in that 3 pairs next week. So going to the individual currency, the first pair we want to check and then is the commodity is gold. So then you can remember last week I told us that gold will actually decline from this top, and then we see the decline from here after giving this breakout to this particular area. So the next thing we are still looking at is for the downside, because if you check this level of resistance of support right here, because this is a resistance that actually break out and turn support, then we have a rejection, then price come back here, still break the resistance, still break the support, and then probably we'll see a resistance level here if this is not a fake breakout, because you should be very, very conscious to check if this. But right here, even though these candles did not have a big momentum, but this one has, which means that there are more selling pressure in the market, and then you can see this one too, which indicate there are more selling pressure in the market. So probably we should see further breakdown to the downside next week on gold from this level back to 2,282 ounce per gold. So let's see how it goes. Right, my overall bias or sentiment on gold is to the downside for gold to come back to 2,282 after falling below this particular level. So probably you might see something like this. You don't be surprised if you see something like this, if price to go and then retest this particular level, which means that any retracement in this area is an opportunity for you to look for a sell setup. Don't be surprised if gold still come back here and then you see a decline back to 2,282. So any retracement below this level is an opportunity for you to look for a bearish setup to 2,282. But if you see this one reject, then I think you should be looking for a buy a setup. But for here, me, what I'm actually looking at for on gold is a sell setup back to 2,282. So the next pair we want to check is the euro US dollar. Euro US dollar next week, I am favoring a retracement back to this level, but it now depends on how price reacts to this level, because if you see these this bullish candlestick, it has a large momentum, and then this one has a large momentum also. So what I'm actually looking at is price to probably retrace back to this level, then we'll see a rejection, because if you check this level, this is a trend line level which price might actually come through to, and then we'll see a rejection back to the upside. So let's see how price, and then another one is what you should be looking at is if price break above this particular significant level right here. If you see a break above this level, then you should be looking for a buy opportunity, which means that if the price break this level, then you should be looking for a buy opportunity to the upside. But here I still believe that we'll still see a retracement before the upside movement on euro US dollar. On pounds US dollar, we entered this trade last week and then we take a significant profit out of it. But if you check this, you see that is in an area of value, which is this support area right here, and this is a probably resistance that got rejected, and then we have a break and then it turns support right here. So probably we should be waiting for price to retest, and then you should see GBP USD move to 1.27997. If it break, then we'll see another move to 1.28921, which is this obvious high right here. This is TP1 for me, and then this is a TP2 for me right there. So I'm actually looking for a retracement and then continue move to the upside right there. That's what I'm looking at on GBP USD. As you can see, this is 4-hour time frame. So that is what I'm actually looking at on GBP US dollar. So the next pair I want to check is AUD US dollar. AUD US dollar, you can see that and I said that this is one of my favorite pair to trade next week. So you can see price is below this significant area of value, and then as you can see we have a change of trend at this particular area, with price break below this lower high, and then we see it form a new low right here, which means that we still have another confluence. Is we have a breakout here and then a retest, which means that I'm looking for a sell setup on AUD USD next week back to 0.65612, and if this level break, I should be looking for 0.64765. So I'm not looking to buy AUD USD next week unless we have a break back of this level, or we price break this particular high right here. So what I'm actually looking for is to sell below this obvious level of 0.66374. that's what I'm actually looking at for next week on the AUD US dollar. On the US SND US dollar, I'm actually looking for a buy setup, because if you see as price react to this particular level right here, there is a breakout of this level to the upside, and then as you can see, this is a support level that got broken, reject as a resistance, and then see reject also here, forming a level of support, which means that I'm actually looking for a buy setup. But if you zoom it further, because this is a 4-hour time frame, you can actually look for a breakout at this level also for you to make your final decision. As you can see, this is obviously looking like a breakout to the upside, so which means that we might actually see a deep pullback coming back to this particular level, and we see a move to 0.62153. so that's what I'm actually looking at last week to buy SND USD from this particular level back to 0.62125. so this is your safe zone right there. The trade will be invalidated if this level break to the downside, and we see continuation of that particular move. That's when I will change my bias to a sell bias. And another pair I want to take a look at today that is on my watch list is US dollar Canadian dollar. So what I'm actually looking at is, as you can see a fake breakout at this particular area that didn't invalidate this high. Assuming this high has been invalidated, then we can say that okay, we should go for a buy setup. But for now, I think we are obviously in a sell setup, because you can see this is a high, a new low, and then it is a new low right here, which might actually obviously form. We can see a new low coming into the radar on the US dollar card. That is a market structure for you. So probably you can see price doing a deep pullback to form obviously an head and shoulder at this particular area, and then we look for rejection back to 1.35953. so that's what I'm actually looking for, a deep pullback to this level and a rejection, boom, I will be inside that particular trade. So probably I'm looking to sell US dollar card or do nothing going into the next week. That is the US dollar Canadian dollar going into the next week back to 1.35953. so the next pair I want to check is the euro Japanese yen. So let's see here, this is the price I'm actually looking out for intervention, but we might actually see the intervention coming from here next week. So here I'm very neutral on euro JPY because of Monday. So I'll be looking forward to the Bank of Japan chairman speech on Monday, to what he's going to say. That's when I will be making my decision. But obviously you can see that I've already drawn my level here, so that to know where maybe I'm going to, after this we say retest of the support, I'm going to go for long to 171 level, or we can see price coming back to 167 460. So I'm not supposed to show this, but just want to have a clue of how the price might actually react. But it depends on what the Bank of Japan governor says. Maybe they are coming for their emergency intervention, or probably they will still leave their currency for more weakness. So on pounds as in the my bias is to the downside, going into the next week, because you see this obvious level right there. Price as breakout, reject, and then form a new low, probably come to test this area. And then once you see that it didn't break this, which means that we can see a new low coming back to this particular area. But this is where I obviously set my TP. So this trade, I've entered this trade since last week, is still in a range at this particular area. So I'm looking for price to reject to 2.04156. So that's what I'm actually looking at that particular area. And then if you see this level, this looks like an obvious head and shoulder, which means the price will actually reject back to that particular downside. So on the Euro AUD, that is the next pair I want to look at. So obviously I'm looking for AUD strength next week. Consider that AUD US dollar to probably, let's see how price reacts to all this level. So AUD USD is an opposite of this Euro US dollar, so we might see a weaker Euro next week and probably a stronger US dollar. But in that range where that US dollar is, that DSY is an indecisive range. So that is why I'm not going to make any strong bias on the USD, whether it's going to be bullish or it's going to be bearish. So probably can see a bullish to neutral or a bearish to neutral, but individual price action on the pair is what I said earlier that I will be focusing on. And then the price action on this Euro USD suggests that we might see AUD stronger paired with Euro next week, because as price falls below this area, I'm actually looking for a sell setup back to this particular area right here. That is what I'm actually looking at on Euro USD based on this price action, because as you can see, this is what I'm actually looking at for next week. Probably on Monday I'll see how price react to it, and then I'll enter a sell setup back to 1.63263. So that's what I'm actually looking out for next week on Euro AUD. And the next pair we want to check is AUD JPY. So probably this one I'm looking for a buy setup, but let's see what the Bank of Japan governor will say on Monday. Maybe probably to support Australian JPY, or it won't. But probably what I'm actually looking at is for price to retest this support trend line and give me a rejection candle to actually go long, and we'll see a breakout of this particular level right here. So that's what I'm actually looking at for next week, a pullback to this trend line and a rejection back that will break out 1045730 to the upside. So on AUD JPY, on AUD JPY, that's what I'm actually looking at. So the last pair I will actually check today is Canadian dollar JPY. Here I'm willing to actually go short on this one to sell this one back to this particular level, because this is an area of resistance, and then we have a fake breakout at this, because I can call this a fake breakout until it is proven that there will be a breakout at this particular zone. But for me, I'm looking for a sell setup back to 113,700 going into the next week. So I'll see how far I react to this candle at the to react to this area at the opening of, that is a Monday candle open, that is tonight. I will check how far I can react to this, and then probably I might take my sell position during the Asian section. That is when the Bank of Japan governor want to speak right there. So let's see how it goes. So guys, this is the weekly forex forecast, and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. There's link to a verified broker in the description box with a very good customer care, responsive customer care, and then you have a easy deposit, easy withdrawal, no drama in that particular broker. So click the link and then register your favorite alt forex brokers. Probably I'm not yet promoting any pro firm, but the one I see that are very, very recommended is Funded Nest. I don't think we have a lot of complaint on that, and 5% are. So if you want to register 5% as, there's one link in this you'll see the video in this YouTube channel go and check all the accounts they have, and there's a link for you to register in that video. 5% as one of the reasons I like that profile. I'm not their partner, I'm only partner with Forex. One of the reasons I like 5% as is because I've used it compared to other profile. They don't charge more swap, and then you won't see them charging, you won't see much spread drama and stuff like that on that particular, because I use it compared to other profile, and I see the swap other profile are charging if you hold trade, maybe probably via the weekend, or if you hold trade overnight. So I've actually seen the swap they are deducting, but on 5% as that swap is very minute, they charge, because normally if you hold trade overnight they will charge swap, but that swap on that 5% as is very minute, and they pay. So they actually pay. So you can check one of the video I drop about them in this YouTube channel. So it's there. You won't even search long before you actually see that particular video I'm talking about. But I might soon do a video on fundedness to let you be aware of the accounts they have, and then how much they accept, because I've actually traded fundedness very well, and then received payout from them, and their payouts don't delay. You get, they have a faster payout. So, and then you need to just it's recommended. You can see that I didn't even drop any link, so I just recommend them. But probably next week I might get my affiliate link and start dropping it, so that if you want to buy an account you can just choose it. And one more thing is, if you still want to use the GBP USD bot, it's still consistent, and the minimum amount to use it is $1,000. So you can reach out to me on Twitter. That is my Twitter profile link is in the description. So I'll tell you how to go about the GBP USD bot. It's consistent. That is the track record from August last year, and then which month are we? We are in May. So I think it's almost like 10 months consistency. As a forex trader, if you see a 10-month consistency result, it's not a joke. So that is that about the weekly forex forecast. So do enjoy your day. Have a good trading week. Don't forget to trade safely. Don't forget to use your protective stop loss.